Hello, hello, everybody. Looks like we are live. Happy Monday and welcome to SoulPet. Hang on a second. Let me pop out the chat and then we'll do an official welcome for everybody. There we go. Popping out the chat so that I can see your comments just a little more clearly. All right, everybody. Hello. Welcome to SoulPet. Happy Monday, coming to you live from Sedona. Yeah, so talk about my time clock is all mixed up. So it's 5 o'clock in the evening here, and I'm normally doing this at 7 o'clock in Central Time. So yeah, live from Sedona. It's my first day here. Always feel magical when I'm in Sedona. There is just something really magical about being amongst the red rocks and the beautiful nature and the wildlife that we have here. Yeah, so it's absolutely gorgeous. And I'll be here in Sedona for a week and then heading down to Scottsdale for another week. So next week we're still going to be in Arizona for our live stream. But welcome to SoulPet. This is the channel that is dedicated to those of us who have animal companions on the other side at the Rainbow Bridge. This is the channel that is dedicated to you wherever you are on your journey, whether you are watching this video live or whether you are watching it as a recording. We are here with you, and there is no such thing really when it comes to this stuff in terms of time or space. So feel free to put a comment in, share your animal companion's name. We will be happy to hold you. And if you are new to the channel and watching live, you are joining a community of people that is truly supportive. You can look and see all the comments already scrolling by. All of us have soul pets who are at the Rainbow Bridge. We are all on a journey of healing and love and growth and expansion. And this channel is not only about healing and coping with with the loss of our beautiful soul pets, but also about expanding ourselves. We go down the rabbit hole sometimes. We talk about woo-woo things. We talk about mystical things. But what we really talk about is how our soul pets, our beautiful animal companions, never really leave us. We say the word pet loss, but there's really no such thing as loss. They don't ever truly leave us. And with every one of these live streams, I try to demonstrate for you that that's real, that it's not just a fun, sentimental thing, something that makes you feel a little good and fuzzy and warm inside, that it's a real thing, and how you can reestablish or reconnect or remember your connection with your beautiful soul pets. So this is a live stream. That means that there's nothing scripted. I do automatic writing, and every time before a live stream starts, I take my little notes. I've got 5 pages of notes here to go through, and tonight is going to be a special one because we are dedicated to my 2 grand dogs who both passed together to the Rainbow Bridge last Sunday, and we're going to talk about them tonight. Ellie and Dory. They were the 2 dogs that were featured in the little thumbnail for this video, and we'll talk more about them along with some other animal companions also. But as part of the conversation, I'd like to welcome all my channel members. These are the heart and soul of this community. The channel members are the ones who will, having never met you before, scoop you up in their arms, hold you, let you cry, accept you for who you are, completely unjudgmental, unconditionally support you in your journey as you are going through grief after loss of an animal companion. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to check comments, but also I just want to make sure that you guys can see and hear me okay, because my setup is a little different. You can see I'm not in my space. I'm in my little room in my little Airbnb in Sedona. But it looks like everybody is able to say hello. All right, but I'm going to go through these comments real quick. It looks like everything is fine. Okay, everybody's saying hello to each other. So let's go back up and see if we have some questions. So we're going to be talking tonight about, I want to share I will tell you the story, excuse me, of Ellie and Dory. I'm also going to share another story from a beautiful soul whose doggies I read for earlier this week. Little frog in my throat. But we're really going to be talking about the importance of the heart. And when I talk about this, I talk about heart coherence all the time. On almost every live stream, I bring it up because one of the ways that we can actually connect with our animal companions is by focusing on this beautiful energetic center of our heart and how to actually use it. But this is going to be from the heart for you. It is going to be it's going to be about the heart and how to use this beautiful heart of yours, besides just to pump your life force through your body. But it's also for your heart. And we are going to do a little meditation. I call it a meditation. It's more like just a guided little visualization. You follow my voice, you listen to my voice. Even if you don't like to visualize or even meditate, all you have to do is close your eyes and listen to my voice. And we are going to turn on our heart light and receive a turned on heart light from our animal companions. But first, let's take a look at these questions. So I got to lean in a little bit because I'm on my laptop, so it makes it a little bit harder to read the comments. I'm going to expand them a little bit, see if I can bring them a little bit closer to me. Pat, I'm so glad that your comments were here. So some of you may or may not know that we've been having difficulty with comments. So I also see something where Pat says, Donna, I see your comments, and guess what? I don't. So I'm not sure what's going on there. We have had some challenges, not just my channel. It's been an ongoing theme with people who are posting comments before the actual live stream starts. Something's going on. We don't know what it is. Tried to do a little research, get to the bottom of it, but I haven't found an answer that actually suits our problem. But neither here nor there. I'm going to go through and say hello to all of our channel members and then go back and look at some questions, mostly because those questions are directly tied to the topic for the day, and they often kind of give us a nice jump start onto what we're going to talk about. So Pat, as always, has kicked us off. That's why I posted, like I pinned a comment, keeping my fingers crossed that would start, it would prevent every other comments from disappearing. But did both my daughter's senior dogs pass together? They certainly did. Ellie and Dory passed together. Ellie was 16, Dory was 15, or Dory might have just been about to be 15, but they did pass together, and it was an assisted transition. I'll tell you a little bit more about their story and the decisions that had to be made, and my daughter making the most selfless decision and allowing them to pass together. I think that was at the heart of her decision, was that Ellie, who was more advanced both in age and in issues within her aging body, that Ellie would choose to transition on her own, leaving Dory behind. And they were a bonded pair. They were together since they were little puppies. They have always been together. They have gotten into mischief together. They have loved together. They have gone traveling together, hiking together. They had an amazing life. And Ellie, more than any other dog ever that I've ever met, lived life entirely on her terms. That dog got into more trouble, ate more things, did more things, jumped out car windows, you name it. That dog was not afraid of it, and she tried it and lived to be a beautiful 16 years old. And the only thing is that her body finally started to shut down. She didn't have an illness that was a problem. She didn't have any type of disease. Her body was literally shutting down. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Let me just see what other questions we've got here. Anne says, Zozo passed away fast while you held him close to your heart. Beautiful. Sent you a sign in the first months. It comforted me. I feel he's right here with me, showing me what is unconditional love. 100%. And they will continue to send us signs. We often talk about signs and messages. I'm only going to talk about that briefly tonight. More importantly, I'm going to talk about something called clairsentience, which is how to access the feeling that will get you in connection with your animal companion. But I do want to share with you the sign that Ellie sent to me. And Ellie and Dory immediately sent signs. My daughter instantly began to get signs. And she was open to it. She was prepared. She was, even though in the depth of her grief, she was very, very sad and feeling empty and alone, despite all of us around her. And I think that many of you can relate to that feeling. She was prepared and ready and had asked them to instantly send her signs, which they did. But it's the sign that Ellie sent me that I want to share with you guys. I'm going to show you a picture on my cell phone and hope for the best. Let me just move this screen out of the way with your questions so I can make sure that what I'm showing you can see. I have an LG TV, and I don't watch it very often, but I turn it on thinking that I might watch something, and I end up not watching it. So a screensaver comes on, if you guys are familiar with this. This particular TV has some built-in screensavers, and one of them is Cozy Cafe, I think it's called, and it shows a picture of a cute little cafe, and there's steaming coffee mugs and some pastries, and there's a pretty scene in the background, and kind of makes you feel comfy, and it switches scenes every once in a while, but that's the gist of it. I've seen this screensaver 1,000 times, time after time after time. It's a cute little cafe. There's a scene in the background, and you have these, just like I described it. Well, this time when I turned it on, this was 2 days after Ellie had crossed to the Rainbow Bridge. Wait till you guys see this. Because never, ever, ever, that's just in general, the screensaver. So I think that you should be able to see that. I'm going to see there's also a lag, so I'm not 100% sure that you can see it. Give me a second here. Let's make some more room. So this is the general screensaver, and then I am going to zoom it in for you. All of a sudden, there's a little dog in the middle of the screensaver. I don't know if you can see it because there seems to be a glare, a reflection, but there's a little dog right there on the screensaver. And that is Ellie. That's exactly the kind of dog she was, a little yellow dog. She was a little yellow, a couple different kinds, but her primary was a cocker spaniel beagle. Yeah, you can see the dog. Good. I'm glad I can see that now. There's a little bit of light. So that's the signs he sent me 1,000 times. That screensaver has come on. Never once was there a dog in it, ever. There was not ever a dog in it. And why would there be a dog in a cafe with nobody else there? There's no people around. There's no nothing, just a dog laying on the bench. So that was her little sign to me. Something that would catch our attention. That's really how they send signs. They try to do something that will instantly catch our attention, and that sure did. Okay, so let's keep going over the comments here. Let's see, who else do I want to say hello to? I said hello to Pat. I said hello to Ann. Hi, Sharon. How you doing? And Sherry, great to see you. Lady Leoman, also great to see you. Kathy H, great to have you here. And let's see if there's others. Alana, hello. Cheryl, Ms. Nanya, New York business. We haven't talked about the nuns in a while. Happy to have you here. Kathy R. Well, I think Cape Cod. I think that's right. Kathy R. There you go. Great to have you also. Z. Hello. Did I miss anybody else? No. All right. Let's go back and recheck those questions again. So I started to share a little bit about my beautiful my granddogs. I knew them their whole lives. I have babysat them. I have sat by them as they went through all their little antics. Dory is, of the two of them, Dory loved to sleep by me. So whenever I would stay over at their house, or whenever I would watch them, Dory was my little, mate in the bed. She would always curl up right next to me. And I felt so blessed that I was there to spend a long weekend with them prior to their transition, and I got to spend time with both of them, but I'm snuggling Dory in bed. Yes, with family in Sedona, that's what we're doing. Benny, many times in your heart, it just feels fuller. Sharon, that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. I am going to share with how they don't, you may feel completely, I guess I'll say normal for us to feel a hole in our heart when our animal companions cross, when their little physical bodies aren't by our side, especially a day or two later, when we don't go through the same rituals that we did every day. We're not doing there's a lizard jumping around outside. Sorry, distracted. Oh my gosh, look at it jumping all over the place. That's so funny. He's adorable. Okay, anywho. When we're not doing the normal routines we do, from feeding to waking up to all the things that we would normally do, we feel an emptiness inside. And I know that my daughter specifically expressed to me the empty feeling she felt, that numb and empty. And I'm going to share with you how we have already kind of shifted to turn that around. It's also why I waited a week to do the video, because I know how tender hearts are. Even my own heart was too tender to talk about it last week. So this is not just a fluffy message. This is going to be all about how we feel that fullness in our heart, and something that our animal companions do for us. Phoebe and Piper, yes, if you guys shared the name of your beautiful animal companions, and when we have the next grief circle, I'm going to keep doing this grief circle, probably that's an in-person one, probably once every 6 weeks or so. I will always invite you to, because it was so amazing. I will always invite you to share your animal companions' names. I write it on a beautiful slip of paper, and we put them in a little altar thing, and we burn them and send up all the love to heaven. All the love to the Rainbow Bridge. Alana, I said hello to Lady Leoman. I guess I did say hello to everybody. Okay, let's see what other questions do we have. All right, I think that was all the questions. Okay, Cassie, hello. Oh, I didn't say hello to everybody else. Sarah, hello, and hello, Nico Princess. You know that I always forget all the names that go with that. Nico told me to watch this episode live. Awesome. I love when people listen to messages like that. I am not one of these, I am super fuzzy. I'm a warm, fuzzy, woo-woo, hairy-fairy kind of person. I love to share the metaphysical. I love to share the messages of love and healing and hope, and that everybody's, kumbaya, and we're all loving together. But I understand from my own personal losses of our animal companions to the other side that um, that it goes a lot deeper. And when you tell someone that they can receive a sign or a message or that there's a way to heal their heart, there's always the part, which I understand, that says, but can I really? Can I really connect with him on the other side? And what I teach is to trust that when you get those nudges, when you get a little nudge or when you get an intuitive insight that I should watch live tonight, then you watch live. Do it. Go with it. It's not going to hurt anything. You just go with it and trust that your animal companion is sending that to you, is literally finding a way to connect with you. And if you say, I don't know if I trust it, keep coming back every Monday night until you trust it, because I try to help you get there. It's more than me being someone who connects to animals on the other side, which I love that I can do. I love that I receive messages from them. They usually don't tell me things like their favorite food or their favorite toy. You want to know why? Because usually it's not what you think it was. But they will share with me things, feelings, thoughts. Sometimes they will give very specific things. I saw a post. There was a comment in here by Aaron, who is on his way back from a vacation to Hawaii. There was a comment here about Kuda still sending signs. Kuda was one of the original doggies that I connected with early on that really gave some distinct information that couldn't be mistaken. It was like similar to Logan and Pat. And so I love it when Aaron gets in touch to say, Kuda is still sending signs. Trust that you're getting signs and messages. Trust when you receive those nudges or just that little intuitive insight that perhaps I should do something. Because that's them operating on your behalf. They are always in your corner. They're your spirit team now. They're your soul guides. They will help you however they possibly can, so that you can live your best life. Okay, keep on going here. I think I think I hit all the questions. But see here, Cassie. Oh, Cassie is who right. I get it. Nico. All righty, let's get started then. I'm gonna just scroll down to the bottom of the comments. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I mentioned I didn't see Donna, but Ray's Haven. So sorry about that. Thank you. I do appreciate the condolences. The support that we get from each other is so important, to know that there are people out here who understand how you feel. We get it. We get you. I'm going to share also the story of someone who I did a reading with earlier this week. Perhaps I won't share her name because I didn't tell her that I was going to share that. I'll tell you just her general story. But I can't remember what I was saying now. Gone that fast. Flew out like a squirrel. Sometimes I get distracted and I lose my train of thought. Cassie. Oh no, that's Lady Leomon is Cassie. It's Nico, who I'm still not sure of. So I can't see Donna's comment, and I don't know why that is. Catherine, hello. In 6 days in, and it's hard. Baby girl, soul dog came to me an hour after transitioning and has sent me more messages. Beautiful. I read how proud Ellie was in your last Reiki class. I had the privilege of, oh, you took the Reiki class. Awesome. It's time for another Reiki class. It's been a while. It's been a couple of months since I taught the Reiki class, and it's time to teach a Reiki class again. I teach it for animals, and how to connect with your animals on this side and on the other side. But yes, Ellie has been my Reiki dog. Ellie has done demonstrations for me. Ellie is on a lot of my photos. Like she literally was a Reiki dog, is a Reiki dog, just in spirit now. She would sit on a table. She would do all the hands. She would let me demonstrate everything that we needed to demonstrate. Yes, I am sincerely going to miss my physical Reiki dog. She can help me now with all my distance sessions, but okay. We understand. You spell your name like I do. Okay, we'll keep going. All right. I'm sorry, I have to lean in. I know that aging eyes. What can I tell you? If I'm going to read the tiny print of the comments, I got to lean in to see it. All right, let's talk about this. Let's start with page number 1. Ellie and Dory. I showed you the signs. So Ellie and Dory, they transitioned together, and it was a decision, as I explained just a few minutes ago, that my daughter made. It took her a while to get to, which is understandable. If you caught it all, the interview that I did with the veterinarian, who said 3 times she canceled the appointment for her doggie because she couldn't go through with it. So my daughter, being a vet tech, is very well aware of quality of life and knew, but they have been with her through everything. You guys know this. When you have a soul pet who's with you through thick and thin, through all of life's ups and downs, who has licked the tears from your face, you know exactly who has been with you on all of your adventures too, not just their adventures. You understand what it means when you have to make a decision, or when you're faced. I shouldn't say have to, because every decision, when you make the decision from a place of love, you can't make a wrong decision, whether it is to assist or not to assist. When you make that decision from a place of love, that is the right decision, and it can't ever be wrong, because love will not be wrong. So she sat with this for a while. We've talked about it. We've talked about it for a while, trying to anticipate what that would be like and when she would know to make the decision. And you guys know that Noah, her partner's dog, which I also consider my grand dog, Noah, passed right after Christmas, just a couple days after Christmas, unexpectedly. So this is, any of you who've been through a loss of animal companions, either together, like Ellie and Dory, or within a close period of time, like my Winston and Lucy, who were within 1 week of each other, or with something like Noah, it's only been a matter of months. You barely have time to recover before you realize that you've got a decision to make. So she made a decision based out of love, and the one thing that she did not want to happen was for one of them to be left without the other. So if Ellie were to leave, or if Dory were to leave first, she wouldn't want the other one to not be together, because they've been together through thick and thin. So that was, and I was there on a Zoom call. I was there the week before, but on the Zoom call with the veterinarian there, and we did everything together. And it was, if it can be beautiful, it was as beautiful as it could be, given the situation. Just to have the two of them together, and all the love that was showered on them, the little ritual that we did, the little food they got to eat. It was it was it was as beautiful as it could be, given the situation. But one of the things that happened a couple days after was that my daughter said, besides that initial feeling that I know that you guys know, feeling that emptiness, that hole that you feel left in your heart, she said, I feel like they have taken like a chunk of my heart out, and that it's with them and it's missing. Like I feel it missing. Feels like a physical emptiness inside my heart. And what I suggested to her after I sat with that for a little while, because I get it, what I suggested was that what if they took a piece because they wanted to, right? They scoop up a little piece of your heart with them and take it with them to the Rainbow Bridge, so that they have their little memento that they can hang on to. They're always hanging on to a little piece of your heart because they're part of you. But what if they didn't like take it in order to leave a hole, but they replaced it with a piece of them. So they leave a piece of their heart with you, and they take a piece of your heart with them, so that both hearts are complete, just different. That it's just a little bit different. So the heart doesn't break. This was the other thing that came to my mind, that pain that you feel. What if it's not a pain of emptiness, but growing pains? What if it is a pain of not necessarily breaking, but it could even be cracking open, but your heart opening, expanding, rearranging, because they have taken a little piece but replaced it with a piece of themselves? And I think, I know that that brought her a sense of a different perspective, like, oh wait, I do feel that. I can feel it in my heart. And then it's like it just starts to mend in a different way. And I just find that feeling so comforting also. And it leads me to the next person who I worked with. But so these growing pains, it rearranges things. And we're going to talk about the actual heart in just a moment. So that I have a client earlier this week who asked me to read for her doggies. She has been a dog mom to 9 dogs, Huskies and Rottweilers. Mostly Huskies. Not all at the same time. Sometimes there was 1 dog, sometimes there was a pair, sometimes there were 4. But all throughout this period of time, 9 dogs, 2 of which are still with her. All this period of time, 9 dogs, she has been with them, present as they transition. And if we look at the perspective that with each animal who transitions, they rearrange your heart, they replace a little bit until each piece of your heart, your heart now has a piece of, can you imagine all the animals that have been a part of your life? When I think back to all the animals that I've cared for over time, if there's a little piece of them in my heart has changed, like evolved and grown, and there's something different now in my heart. And I think that I didn't even think about this till I just started to say those words. With each of you who have asked me to connect with your animal companions on the other side, I feel like they have also placed a piece of themselves in my heart. So Scout and Z and Phoebe and Logan and all of your beautiful animal companions, Mew Mew, Benny, I think of them all, and I know that I feel them in my heart. Um, and it's changed something for me. So I pray that you also can feel that, and that it has changed something for you, that it's rearranged things so that it's like each animal has imprinted us. That's a better word. They've imprinted something on our heart when they transition to the other side. They imprint something on our heart that changes things. And I don't mean changes things in a it's not just a metaphor. It's not just an analogy. I think they change our heart. And make us even better companions. I've said this before many times. When our animal companions cross to the other side, the next animals to come into our life have it a little bit different because we have learned something from our prior animal companions. It makes us better guardians. It makes us better partners. I don't use the word owner anymore because we can't own an animal. They are sentient beings that come into our lives to be part of our lives, but we share it with them. They are their guardian, their caretaker, their companion, their protector as they protect us and guide us. We're on the journey together. And with each animal, it becomes better and better. As I know from personal experience, that every single dog who has been a part of my life has taught me how to be a better companion to the dogs who come into my life after, including right now, my beautiful Gypsy, who has life in a way that my other dogs have not ever had, from homemade meals to everything. Everything is different, from the walks that she gets to take, from the talking that we do together, from the decisions that we make together. It's all done from a completely different perspective because of all the animals that have been part of my life. So they leave an imprint on our heart, and your heart is the bridge. So let's talk a little bit about the heart. I've shared with you before that I follow an organization called the Heart Math Institute. If you would like to look it up, I believe it's heart-math.org, but I could be wrong about that. Look up the Heart Math Institute, and you will see there all of the things that they do to scientifically demonstrate that our heart is more than just the thing that pumps the blood through our body. Our heart is an electromagnetic field. Our heart has power. Our heart has neurons. I'll talk about that in just a second. Our heart sends signals. Our heart communicates with the rest of our body. And I want to be able to talk about that to you guys. But first, I'm going to check for some questions. And I don't know what I said that was so true. But I'm glad that it was so true. If I could just see these, if I could really see the comments. Shay Pilar, I was seeing 222, 2222 all through yesterday, and a video is in my feed of 3 videos of a card reader, Shaya Pila. I might have to check that out. I can't say that I've ever heard of her. And I get into all that stuff. I believe, and I don't have my cards with me here in Sedona, but I know a place where I can go get them, right? Because I love to do oracle readings. And one of the things that I'll do tonight before we close is an oracle reading without a card. We'll see how that works out. She pulled angel number 2222, and then the other was about what I believe about Mew Mew. Yeah, Mew Mew. What a beautiful kitty. So angel numbers are one of the ways that we receive signs. We'll talk about that at another time. So Shay Pillar, I'm going to have to look that up. I will absolutely look it up. Yoshi sends you signs through readings, and I'll tell you how that works. I will tell you. I'll explain how that works in just a minute. Can't remember for the life of me who I heard it from, but a very wise person once said, "Grief is love with nowhere to go." That is correct. Grief is love with nowhere to go. Here's what I wrote about grief tonight. That grief is an intense activation of love. So we're going to take it one step further. It's not just love with nowhere to go. It's love that has a job. And the way that it's getting your attention is through an intense feeling of grief. We'll come back to that. It's more about the heart and how the heart works, and why I think that feeling of grief is something that's meant to get our attention. And if we know how to use it, so instead of having the grief debilitize us, is that a word, debilitize? It just, I don't know. Instead of having the grief smother us and weigh on us and make us unable to take our head out from under the covers, how to use the grief to activate the power of the heart. But I'm jumping ahead. We're going to get to that in just a moment. And when I talk about using your heart and using your grief as a bridge to connect with your animal companion, and then that grief is going to turn itself around. It is going to transmute, literally alchemize into something completely different. So let's get back to the heart, though. The heart. All right, I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss anything, because when I see somebody like call me out, I see my name being called out. If anyone is interested, Elaine, the specific videos are "This was hard to share" and "You're not a psycho." Oh, good. I love "You're not a psycho." Thank you for sharing that with me, because believe me, I have been called a psycho, and I promise you, I think I'm pretty down to earth, and I try to offer a valid explanation for everything I say. I don't just, like I mentioned, I'm not just all, kumbaya, and we all just hug and know that everything's going to be better. I try to show you how it's going to be better and why it's getting better for you. So the heart has its own neural network. That's what I've learned from the Heart Math Institute. The heart has a neural network. And what that means is there is, if I get this correct, and you can do a little bit of research on it on your own, I suggest that you do. There is a band of neurons, or a little group of neurons at the top of the heart that they are just like the neurons, only stronger, different, but they're similar to the neurons that are in our brain. So that's the way that our brain works with, it's a neural network all through our mind. And we are learning now that it's the saying, "Old dog can't be taught new tricks," is flat out wrong. That we can be taught new tricks. We can retrain our brain. We can retrain all the neurons in our brain. We can change the neurons in our whole body. We can really shift all kinds of things. That's a subject for another day. But the ones in your heart are incredibly strong, and they use emotion. So they respond to the emotions that you feel, and they send signals to your brain and to the rest of the body. I talk about the head and the heart and the hara. That the word I'm saying is H-A-R-A, hara. It's a Japanese word that we use in the system of Reiki that simply means your core. But I love the three H's things: head, heart, hara. Easy to remember. And when you are feeling incredibly stressed or incredibly emotional, and I know a lot of you guys have heard this before, but bear with me, because I'm going to take it to the next step. When you are feeling stressed or emotionally distressed, such as heavy-duty grief, even heavy-duty anger will do the same thing. These energy centers in your body, the head, the heart, and the hara, are out of alignment. That stress causes you, and you know what it feels like. I don't saying that it's out of alignment, that you're out of frequency, out of vibration. Yeah, those are new age, hippy dippy kind of terms, but that's what stress is. Stress is when your body is out of whack because of external things that are happening, or because of emotions that you are feeling in response to those external things. So what we do with Reiki, but I'm going to show you something different. With Reiki, we are taught how to rest our heart, relax our heart, open our heart, so that it sends signals to the brain and the core that you're releasing the stress, that you are focused on balance, that you are letting go of all of the things that are causing you to feel out of alignment, out of sorts, and you're going to focus with your breath and bring it back into alignment. So that's what those neurons do. They are so strong. They are incredibly sensitive receptors, but you can use that. You can use those neurons to talk to the rest of your body, to calm down and relax. And when you do, that's when you begin to you can change things, but I don't want to jump too far ahead. So let's just check my notes here real quick. So you have a neural network. It sends signals to your brain and to your whole body. And it's got an electromagnetic field. It's measurable. It's scientific. It's when you put electrodes on and you were to measure, you can measure the coherence between the two. You can measure when everything's in sync. You can feel it. Your own body knows what it feels like when you've relaxed and when you have let go of the stress. Your body knows what it feels like. I teach the simplest of all things. I'm going to show you an exercise that we can do. I've taught it in a couple different ways. Tonight we're going to teach it in a little bit different way. But just reminding yourself that nothing is more important at this moment in time than the way that you feel about your animal companion or your connection with your animal companion. As soon as I say those words to myself, like literally my brain goes, oh yeah, that's right. There's nothing more important. I remember what's important to you. Your priority right now is being able to connect with that beautiful animal. And so I give my brain a job. I usually focus it on my breath, or I might tell it to count, but I give my brain a job so that it does not bring to mind all the silly things that we have cooked up for ourselves in our daily life. It doesn't remind me that I forgot to get gas this morning. It lets go of the doctor appointment that I may have tomorrow. It shuts all that off because I ask it to. But sometimes it's not that easy. I've taken a lot of practice with it, and I've practiced a lot of Reiki to get there. But this electromagnetic field, it extends from your heart space and it goes out from your body. And it's why you can walk into a room and know if people have been arguing, or you can walk into a room and know if two people have been attracted to each other. That is your heart doing that work. Your heart does it. And clairsentience is the word that I want to get to. Clairsentience is one of those things. It's called the clairs. The clairs are your extrasensory perceptive abilities. Now, this is where we go down the rabbit hole a little bit, but I want to tell you that it's not down the rabbit hole. Clairsentience, translated in plain old English, means clear feeling. Clear feeling. It's when you recognize your feelings, you know what your heart is telling you, and so you use it. You tap into it. It is a superpower. When I often feel strong empathy towards animals, I call myself an animal empath, if anybody's ever heard of the word empath before, where I deeply feel the feelings that animals are feeling. So if an animal is being abused, I feel it. If I see the commercial on TV where Sarah McLachlan is singing a sad song and they're showing pictures of dogs stuck in kennels or with chains around their neck, and I feel it. That is empathy, when you deeply relate to an emotion. For me, it's an extension of clairsentience, and I think some of you can relate to this, especially if it comes to your own animal companion. You know what they're feeling. You can really tap into those feelings. And the basis of it is love. And I don't mean love with a little L, like, oh, I love ice cream. I don't even mean love with a capital L, like, oh, I love my spouse or my partner, or I love my granddaughter or my child. I call that love with capital L. It is LOVE, the thing, the fabric of the universe that your heart taps into. Your heart knows how to feel. It knows how to love ice cream. Your heart knows how to love your grandchild. Your heart knows how to love your partner, but your heart knows how to love. It knows when it feels the universal love that connects everything. Your heart knows it. And I think that is what our animal companions are doing for us when they cross to the other side. When they transition to the other side and they take a little piece of our heart with them, I'm talking about that energetically. So they're not like taking a physical piece of your heart, but they're taking that part of the feeling that they've always shared with you. They are taking it with them into the energetic field at the Rainbow Bridge, in heaven, whatever you want to call that, where their little beautiful spirit soul resides, which I believe is everywhere, all the time, all around us. And they are filling it with something else, because they are showing your heart and ultimately you how to rearrange the neurons in your heart so that you can tap into that universal love. They are teaching you how to do it. It's one of the most beautiful gifts that your soul pet can ever give you when they transition to the other side. is to make you recognize that something has changed. You're recognizing that through the pattern of grief. So you're feeling sad, you're feeling, and it can be just a moment of sadness, or it can be a really profound sense of grief. You're recognizing that and you're saying, wow, that grief is so strong that it makes me feel like I have a hole in my heart. And I'm suggesting to you that what they are doing is activating it, that they are using that grief to activate the piece of your heart that they left with you, that they are literally helping you rearrange. And when you can tap into that, when you can activate that sense of love, you will feel the connection to them and know that they are always with you. It will make it so that you don't need signs anymore. You're still going to get them. Oh, you'll get signs, you'll get messages, but you won't desperately need them anymore, because you will know. You will absolutely know. You won't just believe, you won't just think, you won't just wonder or question. You will know that you are forever together, forever connected to your beautiful animal companions, because they're not on the other side. They're not waiting at the Rainbow Bridge for you to die too. They are right here with you now, and they're teaching you, showing you how to access it and how to get and how to feel it and use it. And it changes you forever. It will change you forever. And it will change the way that you deal with future animal companions who come into your life. And when you think that the grief is so bad that you can never go through it again and you won't ever bring another animal companion into your life, they're going to tell you otherwise. They're going to shift the molecules in your heart and say, open wider, and feel the growing pains, because that's what it is. Your heart is literally shifting, changing, expanding, becoming the most wonderful part of your being that you can tap into. And grief is a part of that. It plays a little role in it. So you are clairsentient. Clairsentient being one of those terms like clairvoyant and clairaudient, and clair, I call it clairsmelliant because I get sense. I can smell things from the other side. I get fragrance, good, bad, or indifferent. I can smell it. Clairaudient, that's when you hear things from the other side. But clairsentient, I think, is the most powerful one for all of us. Clear feeling. And they are showing us how to use our heart in order to be the most clairsentient being that you can possibly be. It's a superpower. All right, let me check on time and let me check with questions, because I kind of rambled on here. Okay, so we're good for time, because I want to take you through this little a little guided visualization, and then I will ask if there are any other questions. So I'm going to scroll through the comments for a moment, so bear with me as I lean in. Sharon, Sherry, and Horse Girl. Hi, Horse Girl. Who's Horse Girl? Who did I miss? This old horse girl. Hey, oh, hello, this old horse girl. There, I see you. All right, and who else? Who else do I see? I see a Catherine, and okay, sort of an earth empath also. Feel the energy in outside areas. Oh, Cheryl, that's very interesting. Shattered and rebuilding. Alana, I hope that if you're talking about yourself, shattered and rebuilding, I hope you're focused on the rebuilding, because that's where this message is. When I think about this, when I think of how deeply, I'm going to use my daughter as the example again. I'm going to bring it back to Ellie and Dory, that that they didn't, that they haven't just taken a piece of her heart, that they have expanded a heart that was already so full of love. And when I think about all they've been through, if you've had an animal companion who's been with you, you know, it doesn't matter, because Winston was only with me for 2 years. He was a senior doggy that I rescued. He rescued me, of course. He was only with me for 2 years, and he has left such a deep impression on me. But having an animal companion that you've spent almost your whole adult life with, your heart becomes so full of love, and you've seen so many things, and you've been through so much with them, that it makes it. I want for you to be able to rebuild. I want for her to know. And so, Danny, I want for you to know this from the bottom of my heart, from my heart that has been filled with every single animal, including Ellie and Dory, that your heart has the capacity to hold more than you can possibly imagine, more than I can possibly imagine. Our hearts can be fuller beyond our wildest imaginations. And when we allow that to happen, it connects us like to the source of all love. It's not just our animal companions. It connects us to the source of everything, and that love can be so profound that you'll walk through life on cloud nine because it's just so amazing. But anywho, all right. Where is Kali? Where is Kali? Kali, we miss you, sweetheart. Wherever you are, we miss you. So know when you're watching this video, even though it's like 45 minutes in. Thank you for bringing that up. I will reach out to Kali, also one of our channel members who's usually always on here commenting. So I will double check with her. Losing Phoebe was hard. Piper was easier only because I now know and understand. Exactly, right? Losing our animal, I want to stop saying the word losing because I know they're not lost. We may feel a loss, but I'm trying to share as much as I can that they are still right here, and I don't mean that lightly. They are right here. Every single animal companion that we lose, and I know I will feel the same way about Gypsy, it causes us sadness. But when we know, like once you pull the curtain back and you understand exactly where they are and how powerful you still are and how connected you still are, it changes you forever. It changes you forever. Okay, enough about that. Okay, let's see. You're so welcome, Alana. Okay, let's do this little activation. Let's go to this next thing. So don't look for them. We're going to feel for them, and I'm going to do this little activation with you right now. So if you're in a place where you can, because I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. If you're not in a place where you can close your eyes right at this moment, just come back to it. I think we are at like, we are 47 minutes into the live stream. So if you need to scroll through to come back to this, that's where you want to come back to. I would like to do a little guided visualization with you. It is something where I'm going to ask our animal companions, and you're going to ask your animal companion. So your soul pet, or soul pets, doesn't have it can be any soul pet, or more than one who happen to be on the other side. I am going to ask them to do this activation for us. So if you can be somewhere where you can sit down and put yourself in a quiet space, turn your phone off, just to relax and listen to my voice. I want you to be able to close your eyes and come back to it if you want to. But here we go. So just close your eyes and sit down and begin to focus on your breath. And you breathe at your own pace. Nothing special that you need to do in terms of your breath. One or two of the heart coherence exercises that we talk about talks about how we breathe and the amount of time we breathe. But for now, I just want you to breathe softly, gently, easy breath. And I want you to remind yourself that at this moment in time, for just this minute in time, nothing is more important than your beautiful soul pet. There is nothing more important in this whole wide world than the moments that you're about to spend with your soul pet. And I want you to call them to mind. Just breathe in and breathe out. Think about them. Think about them even if it makes you a little sad. It's okay to be a little sad. We are going to use the power of that grief to activate something in our heart. So think about your beautiful soul pet, call them to mind, and I want you to visualize or think about or just imagine that from your heart, if you feel your heart right now, this beautiful little bridge just springs from your heart. And it's a bridge of love, but it can be any kind of bridge that pops into your mind when you say the word bridge. But this little bridge just comes right from your heart. And if you were to look on that bridge, you know that your animal companion is there. You can see them. Your beautiful little soul pet sits right in the middle of that bridge. And it doesn't matter if it is a cat, a dog, a horse, a bearded dragon, a lovebird, whatever your beautiful soul pet happens to be, they are right now standing on that bridge. They're there, clear for you. They see you as much as you see them. And when you look at your beautiful soul pet, I want you to look at the place where their heart is. Their beautiful heart, look at that space and it begins to glow. It really begins to shine. You can see their beautiful heart space glowing. It's glorious. It really begins to, like, this golden light is just pouring from their heart, and they are opening their heart with so much love. But it's doing one more thing. That golden glow of light that is their heart, all of a sudden, straight from that shoots this beam. It's a beautiful, lovely beam of light, and it flows right to you, and it comes right to your heart. You feel it. You feel it ignite inside your heart. It sends love right to you in the most pure, deepest, unconditional form that you have ever felt. And if you were looking at it, you can see that your heart and their heart are connected. Heart to heart, soul to soul. There is a beautiful glowing light that they have sent to you to not only remind you, but to remind your heart that there's now something special there. They have left an imprint on your heart. It's an imprint of the purest love. And now I invite you to take a beautiful deep breath and breathe that in. Pull it deep inside. Just pull that. Oh, they're just sending it to you, beaming it to you, letting it flow to you. Pull it deep inside your heart and imagine now your heart begins to glow. It begins to glow so bright that it matches theirs, and the two of your hearts together beat together in unison, full of love. Take a nice deep breath and know that that connection, that feeling is there forever. You can call on it at any time. And right now, just let the scene begin to fade. That connection of love will never fade, but your beautiful soul pet has just gifted you with the imprint of love. Let it fill your heart and gently bring your focus back to the present. Gently bring your focus back to your body. Perhaps you might want to roll your shoulders or wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, stretch if you need to. You have been touched by your beautiful animal companion. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Come on back to the present. We're going to wrap things up. Your heart has been expanded. Your heart that was already full of love has expanded one step further. And your animal companion will continue to help you grow your heart, expand your heart, put everything back together again, and put everything back together again in such a way that you will be changed in the most beautiful of ways. All right, my friends, I'm going to check the comments one more time. And I will let you guys, thank you guys. The way you support each other is amazing. That's the other part about being part of this beautiful community, is that you are always supporting each other. It's more than just my words that help us. And my words are always from the animals on the other side. They are always the ones who are inspiring me with these messages. And tonight, that particular message specifically came from Ellie and Dory. They are the ones who inspired me with the beam of light and the imprint and yeah. All right, my friends, I love you so much. We are going to wrap it up. Next week, I will be coming to you again live from Scottsdale. We'll be in Scottsdale next Monday. But yep, in my journeys, I love journeying around the world. And in May, wait till you guys, I don't know that we'll have to think about the May one. I'll be in Puerto Rico in May, in the middle of May, for volunteering with the migration of sea turtles, but we'll talk more about that later. Okay, it's been great to see you guys. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. Thank you so much for supporting each other. You are loved. You are not alone on this journey. We are all together. And may animals light your way. Take care, everybody. Good night.